Good morning, everyone. So today is the Thursday, the 2nd of April, 2026. We're all gathering this time to do this morning chanting, to show our respect and a veneration to the Buddha for his kindness and compassion to all beings. And we are very fortunate to have this opportunity to be born during his dispensations, and fortunate to have this opportunity to learn the Dhamma and practice despite 2,500 years later. So thank you everyone who are attending online. So we have Arisena from London. I wonder whether she's back or not. Maybe she's back to UK now. And one pin from Aloha, Satish, Aberdeen, Chamanti, Aberdeen, and Manu Boju, Kings Wells. So thank you everyone for participating online to do this morning chanting. At the same time, we have here Tan Sujato, and Tan Sujato's second last day. So 1 week passed quickly. So one more days to go. And we have Gavin as usual, so he's here. Right, today I will again continue reading and explaining from what I have left yesterday. The topic is what a good Buddhist believes. So far we have been studying about the triple gem and the qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And as a Buddhist, we should have the unshakable faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. And moreover, a Buddhist believe in the law of karma. So this is another chapter that talks about the law of karma and its results. It's also known as the natural law of a cause and effect. One's moral and immoral deed, or good or a bad deed, will bring appropriate results or the effects here in this time, or in a later time, or hereafter, which means the next life. If a person believes that there are a future existence after death, and also believes also believe that there is a possibility of enlightenment, and then that person will be considering of any action that he or she does verbally, physically and mentally. Whereas if a person believes that there is no future existence after death, and also believes in the so-called the annihilation of good and a bad actions, or good and bad causes and actions. So that person is known as a dangerous one. That person can do anything, and then that person's action can harm everyone. And that type of a belief is known as the Ucheta Ditti, in Buddhism, called Ucheta Ditti. So in Buddhism it is called Ucheta Ditti, or annihilation. Annihilation? Nihilism. Yeah? Annihilation. Or someone will be too much in a materialistic perspective, thinking that this is the only life we have and better to enjoy with any means, even borrowing and enjoy the sensual pleasures. So that's why it is called the materialistic view as well. And this nihilism, also known as nihilism or annihilation. It's very difficult to pronounce. So that's so this there are such a beliefs. Now if we look at now, I think I asked Tan Sujato a couple of days ago that how many religion or beliefs do you think there are in the world now? How many did you say?
8.
8. And then I said that in Buddhism, during the Buddha's times, how many did I say?
60.
62. So 62 different beliefs were there. And then within that 62 different beliefs, there were 6 very prominent teachers who are teaching them. So, and this is again not different even today. So as a good Buddhist, that's why should believe or should study and get some understanding that there is the law of a law of karma. What we do, it has a result. Whatever we have done, we are the responsible one for that, the cause. And also we have to have this belief that there is a rebirth of a new existence due to our action that we have performed. And there is a also known as the law of retribution, so that one takes responsibility for one's action that intentionally done or volitionally done. And taking a wider view of our life, that this is not just a single life, there are many lives to come, and that many lives is based on our action that we have performed. So since the karma, the good karma, or any deed that we do, good or bad, are done by us in whichever rebirth state or whichever birth we take in future, here and in the future, so become possible and plausible. So future life should be taken as our belief to carry out good karma here and hereafter. So that's why the Buddha again and again told us or taught us to do a good karma, so that we will not be regretting the results that we received. Similarly, Buddha also said that if you want to know your past, look at yourself now, how you are now, and then if you want to see the future, whatever you want to see the future, do it now. So if you want to be successful in the future, you have to study hard and work hard. And if you don't want to just spend time as you wish, then future will be a bit troublesome. Like there is a story of a modern story actually, the story of 2 girls after they have been friends from the school, and then they both studied the economics and accountants, and then went on to the one big giant company to work. And one lady, both had the similar salaries, and one girl, she spent all her salaries to the brand name bags and brand name clothes and going out and eating almost every weekend and having fun with the friends and spending time, and then buying cars and so on. Whereas the another girl, she normally makes her own food at home and takes to the job, to the work. And she hardly spend any money on the brand name brands of clothes and bags and shoes, and hardly go out with the friends to eat apart from special days. So she saved as much as possible in every ways. So with that, she was counting her incomes and savings. With that savings, and a couple of years later, as the company got a problem, a lady, the one who was spending on the brand name shoes and black bags and mortgage for the cars and so on, she could not handle. So she went on in a big trouble because she didn't have a job anymore. Whereas the another girl, she because of her plan ahead and saving ahead, she managed to survive, and she eventually opened a little shop, and that's how she survived and got her foot. So that's why, if you really want to know what your future will be, you have to do it now. And if you don't do it now, then the future will be troublesome, like this lady. Similarly, we can see the stories from the Buddha's time that there was one very wealthy son, and this wealthy son thought that even for the 7 generations, my wealth will not be finished. So somehow with that, he enjoyed his life, and he didn't listen to parents, and he didn't go to work, he didn't train to learn how there's different skills, he didn't go to study and so on. And with that, he caught up with the bad influence, and friends, those who are drunkards, was always drinking alcohol and having parties and so on. And it happened that after his parents died, he not only brought his drunk, what's called alcoholic, or this bad friends home and having a party at home. He was so infused with these influences. As a result, it happened that he lost all the wealth before he got old, and he was thrown out of his own house. Then he was on the street, and even on the street he didn't know how to beg food. And somehow one of his friends, out of a compassion, said that, okay, we are going to rob his house, you can come and train with us. And then but because he didn't have any skills, his friends asked him to be a watcher by the street. So while his friends go and robbing the house, and if anybody comes, just shout. And it happened that these friends went on to robbing the house, and house owner woke up and realized that there is the thief. So then this house owner shouted and got help, and all his friends from this house ran away. And he didn't know how to run, didn't know that he had done something wrong. So with that, he was taken to the custody like that. So that's why this is also another story that it doesn't matter how wealthy you are, if you have a bad influence and you don't spend time to learn things, then that can cause a lot of trouble later on in the life. So that's the cause and effect of what we do. It's called a karma. The karma is not something that God given, or it's not that somebody has given us or bestowed on us, but it is the action that we do and the effect of it. Yeah? So that's why the second thing that we, as a good Buddhist, we have to believe in is the law of karma and its results. Understanding that whatever we do through our physical body, through our verbal speech, and through our thinking, and that doing normally, good or bad, it has an effect. So when we think about the physical actions, here comes killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. And then when we talk about the verbal speech or verbal action, it's about the lying, backbiting, gossip, and slandering, and also harsh speech. That's also count. Whereas the mental action, it's called a covetousness or covet, means willing to get somebody's possessions in any ways. So in a way, it's like a corruption or a cunningly getting somebody's possessions, and that's also regarded as the bad karma. And further on, the having a misunderstanding or wrong view, and that's also part of the this mental action. It has bad results, so that we all have to face it. And with that result, the bad actions results always been either we will be reborn as humans in a lower status, or a lower IQ, or a lower knowledge, and whereas further on, there is a possibility of reborn lower than humans, and that's the bad actions results. Whereas good results, good actions results, you may be reborn as a humans, but you will have a good status and good rebirths, like having a good family, and good opportunities to improve yourself, and easy access to all other facilities. And further on, possibility of reborning in the heavenly worlds. So that's why, according to Buddha's teachings, the karma is something that we create, and that creation is our own responsibility, and we will be reborning, or we will be responsible for whatever results it bears eventually in the future. So that's why Buddha always encourages us to do the wholesome deed, from physical action, speech, and mentally thinking positive. Yeah? So that's the second belief that a good Buddhist should have after having believing in Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. So I will stop here for today, and let's do the chanting.